Okay, I wasn't talking to begin with. Give me 5 minutes for preparation. I got so much stuff on my desk. I'm checking out some comments. I'm writing some comments. I was asked something. They said, "Why is this the house of the beast?" And it's not that we understand that it's the house of the beast. It's that we are the Eastern house. We are the Eastern house. We are the bee house. We are the house of the beast. We are the house of Venus. We triangulate. I'm going to wait for people to start to come in here. And so I'm going to check my comments out. Just give me a second. I'm going to wait for people to show up. Fail to send. Okay, let me go back to my comments. I'll be looking over some comments. So if you want to take a look up or a look down, right? Let me see if I can. Can I show some of that floor over here? How can I show that floor? Keep it here and then punch it down. Yeah. So just give me 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm going to be checking something out. Okay, it's over here. Reply to comment referring to the law of correspondence. Your post satisfied my question. It showed you have less than three. You have at least 3 perspectives mapped out. Reply to comment. You've been able to map the numbers perspective to any other. Okay, let me look at this. Let me see this. I wrote down something. Please explain a bit more. The sun, Mr. Tackman's gratitude, one, excellent understanding. One reply. Let me see. Um, If I tattoo ink on my kingdom god, the mother would cut my, because this is her body, not mine, and anything that is not Jesus Christ on the kingdom will be tested and destroyed by her. I'm so excited, finally got rid of my, okay, let's not go through that. I'm just looking through reply to your comment. Yes, not a fan of this platform. Well, that was 2023, replied. Okay, I don't know why I'm not seeing anything else. Okay, so let me get out of this and find where we can begin, see if anybody's here. So nobody's here right now. I was gonna do a live. It's 10:42. I'm not really even sure what I was going to do. Just give me 1 second. I just had to just give me a second here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I can't find it, but that's okay. What was I on here doing right now? I'm going to show you what I started with right here. I was trying to just take a look at something. 1 times 2 is 2, times 3 is 6, times 4 is 24. So right away, what did it take? It took 1, 2 to begin with, which we ended up with this, and then I multiply it. And so this is the third realm here. And even when I go 1 plus 2 equals to 3, plus 4, right, this one equals to 7. 1 plus 2 equals to 3, plus 4 equals to 7. The thing is, right, it equals to 3, and then I'm supposed to add 3 again to it. It should be 1 plus 2 equals to 3, plus 3 equals to 6. But in this situation, where this answer jumps over right onto here. So what is happening between here and here, I don't know. Okay, but you can see that 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6, and so does the multiplication. When I continue multiplying it and going up a number times 2 times 3, when I get to times 4, I get the dividing gate, and look at that. The number that shows up is here and here. Let me explain you these two numbers. 5 times 2 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. Right away, that 10 is going to explain to me that we've hit the mirror, we've hit the other side of the cube. We went from this side of the cube to this side of the cube. You want to see me do it again? It's always going to say 7. Went to this side of the cube. So if I go from 4, I got to go to 3, right? And the thing about this is, see, there's no spot here. So if I'm going to put this in a spot, I'd have to put my finger in the center here, and then the cube would end up staying like this. That's the way the cube would sit. Just give me a second to answer the phone here. And what's up? Oh, I went to a bunch of places, but I'm doing a video, so I can't really talk about stuff like that right now. But hold on a second. Just give me a minute. I'm going to walk away from my computer. No. We went to this bar called Decorticate. It's in Pluimbing. It's in Saint Jean, Mirabel, and we went. Yeah. High-end food. They have a smokehouse. They sell food on the side of the road. It's a golf course. It's a sugar shack there. Shit like that. Oh yes, we went to a park. We went to a park in Blanded. Huge park. Very nice. Very nice. And she said, "You know what? Yeah. The rest of it, she finds it a little too expensive, a little too big, but yeah, it was great. We smoked a lot. Anyways, I gotta go back to my Okay, or later. Ciao. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm coming back. I'm just going to boil up a little bit of water here. I decided I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. I really didn't have any coffee today. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking coffee at all. When I started this video, I have to remember what I want to remember what I wrote down at the beginning of this video. I'm going to be there in a minute. The reason I'm fooling around like this is nobody's here, and I'm not in the mood to talk into space, you know. When I do my short videos, it's easier to learn. I'm usually looking for the participation on the live. You know, I should be talking about the things that went on. Just give me a second. Just give me a second here. Something's missing. I don't know what it is. Well, okay, here it is. Give me a second. You coming in, kitty kitty? Okay. Back to square one. I want to see what I wrote before I started this. And we're so many people here. There's thousands of us. Oh my God, there's thousands of people. Thousands and thousands of people. Let me see what this says over here. View on YouTube. Yeah, I want to see what I wrote. Continue to YouTube. Okay, it says like. Somebody already liked this. Thank you very much. Okay. So what I wrote is vibrate. And I also talk about the word decorticate. And, you know, they have a Discord. Well, if you want to tear apart everything in the Discord, you need a decorticate. And I don't know what that word is. And I'm gonna look it up. I'm going to look it up here. What does the word decorticate mean? Okay, they have decorticate. Decorticate, to remove all or part of the cortex from the brain, right? So maybe that's what I'm doing. So you remove the cortex from the brain. They call it a discord, right? Now, what's going on in the brain, right? What's going on in the brain? I'm going to read you down this part, but I just want to talk about what's going on. What's going on? Who am I? Just because I'm a person? As a person, how do I have that connection to God? How do I get that connection to God? Do I pray? But how does God hear my prayers? How do I pray? Is there a way to pray? And why do I touch the ground? Why do I touch the ground when I pray? And why do I put my two hands together when I pray? What's the story? Why does anybody have to put together a story? Why don't we go back to the beginning of time? Why don't we just go back to the beginning? I'm going to create my own world. I'm going to call it my world. I'm going to put rules and regulations in my world, and I'm going to create all the people in my world, all the men. I'm going to create the men. I'm not going to create the women. I'm going to create the men. I'm going to create the men because the women are already here. Now, how are the women already here? Oh, I'm having a little trouble understanding. Why am I adding WO to man? Why am I adding FE to man? So I'm looking it over, and WO equals 38. Okay. FE equals to 11. Well, 3 and 8 is 11. F and E is 11. I have masculine and I have feminine. Well, feminine starts with 11. Masculine starts with MAS, which is 33, rotation of the sun. I have man for 28, rotation of the moon. I've got men, okay, for 32, talking about Mars, talking about BC. Also, 3 times 2, 3 plus 2 will equal 5 and 6, 11. But not only that, because 5 plus 6 equals, yes, to 7. 5 plus 6 equals to 7. Plus, we have Plus we have 4 void. Now, how in the world do we get this? And I'm going to get back to what I was talking about before. Here's how we get to it. First, we're going to go look where the 5 is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to crisscross the 5. Then what we're going to go ahead, we're going to crisscross all the spaces that I don't touch. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same thing for the 6. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to cross off all that I don't. So if I add the 2, I have 5 plus 4 equals to 9. If I add the 2, I got 6 plus 3 equaling to 9. I just like to write this down just for now. Tear equaling to earth. You know, you have re inside of this. The TE, the ET, the DNA that is added to RE. I don't know what to do with this because this is 979 where the birth passes the gateway. The 2 birth pass into the gateway and it's the 6 and 8 gateway. It's the house planet. Now the question is, who is to distinguish what a planet is? I have 10 over here. I have ET. ET is like DNA. I need a system. And the system I need, okay, is everything that was ever talked about. I need every story. I need every shape. I like to hear every word. I like to understand games. I like to understand language, rules, and regulations. I want to understand simple math, like addition or multiplication. I can also say, let's add, or add them up. Matter and energy, 37, creation of the 7th gate, passing through the 9 birth, in which is going to come from the cat's going to be passing to what is 6 and 8. And then when you have 6 and 8, you're going to say, okay, I'm going to take 6 coins, right? And I'm going to put everything on the 6 and on the 8. And whether the 6 or the 8 comes in, okay, they will give you add 7 coins. So they're giving you 1 extra. So for the 1 extra day, for the day of rest in the east, EST is not only west, EST is also in the east. The west is in French, the east is in English. I'm just looking at this as a base right now. Uh, 18, 23, 37, 40, 48. Did I get that right? 18 and 6 is 24, 29, 39, 43, 46, 54. Okay, yeah, that's right. 54. French 54, English 74, 54 the Son, 74 Jesus. I'm not really sure why that it's showing nobody's watching when somebody said that they're watching. So is there anybody here watching right now? Let's see if I can get this. Let me see if I can share this copy, and let me see if I can share this with, just give me a second. I'm going to try and share this with, just give me a second. Share. I'm just going over to here. And I'm going to share that. Yeah. I'm going to share. I'm going to see if I can share it again. Okay. So I shared that. Now, if I want to go over here, okay, let me see above over here. Just 1 second. Okay, I can share that here now. I want to run to here and write this down over here, copy here. And
what do you say?
wow, you know what? Now that I did all this, I don't even know what I was really talking about anymore. I hate when this happens. Hold on a second. Okay, so let me go back. Just want to see what I wrote down over here. I'm going to write this down over here. I just put this in here. So we're still nobody. So let me get back into why my hot water is hot. So give me a second. I'm going to come back. The hot water's hot. Hot water's hot. Yeah, let me go get my water. I just heated up my water. You mean you have hot water? Yeah, I got hot water. You made your water hot. Got it hot under the collar, right? What is it to get something? You're hot under the collar. Ring around the collar. Ring around the collar. Hot under the collar. Hold on a second. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. Let's take a little of this. Okay. So let me take a sip of this. I'm going to see if I can drum up some people to come watch from TikTok. I don't like to mention all these places, but you know what? Business is business, and I got to somehow make it a little bit further. How you doing, everybody? I'm coming to you live right now at home. They only give me 1 minute, but I'm on live on my channel on YouTube, Mr. Tackpans. If you want to know about how dots and dashes came together to create art connecting numbers, how the alphabet is a bunch of shapes, and all these shapes, the words A, B, C, all the way to Z, how do you write it? But a different way from understanding just the words. How do you get the analogy of it? How do you get the analytics? You make it a word, you call it Virgo. You call it a planet. You go and study these planets of others who have studied it. You find the analytics. I do this with dots and dashes, and the alphabet has mathematical numbers, and words have definitions, and some of those definitions can be altered depending on how you understand the letters that are used in the word, understanding the mathematical equations of creation. You want to know about Genesis. You want to know about Earth. You want to know about Kaaba. You want to know about, let me get this other word. You want to know about the word I am, right? They use the word as I am together as I am. Can you say that is different when you put the comma before it? Because we're the birth of M. We're the birth of 4, 5, and 6. We're the birth on the cross of the sheep, B, E, and H, 2, 5, and 8, 4, 5, and 6. Understand the addition sign, understand the multiplication sign. They are also words. They are used. We have the magic. Whoa. Almost hit my coffee. Coffee is full. My books are all over the place. So we have the magic cube over here. The magic cube is Saturn. 6 sides, 6 planets, Saturn reverse Mars to the 4 corners of creation. The center or the heart of all creation of 4 is 1.25, 512 memory. This one over here. This is hidden. The corners are doubled up. The 3, 4, 5, and 6, I do not know where the math equation is at the moment, right? I do not know where the math equation is at the moment, but 3, 4, and 5, and 6 is an equation I bumped into a lot of times, or it was a result from an equation. That equation is going to tell us a story. My basic, can I say, thesis over my 20 years is to note that 3 is the dividing point of everything. 3 divides everything up. The reason I'm saying this is because it's 3, and then you connect to a bridge, and then it's 3 again. And you connect to a bridge, and then it's 3 again. And then you connect to a bridge, and it's 3 again. And there's other ways to also explain it. I'm going to show you one of the ways, and then I'm going to go back to, so what happens is, here's that bridge over here, and we plug up these 3 here, and then we plug up these 3 here. Now we've plugged up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they join right over here. Let's call that one 4. Maybe we'll call it Wednesday. Should I finish this off by doing this, or can I do something like this? See the way this cube turns in this way? This is an obligation in order to support that cube. Okay, I've never really done it this way before. I'm not even sure if I should be doing this, right? Usually you do it like that, right? Just trying to see how this should be done. Anyways, I shouldn't be doing this because I've only done it once before. I don't remember, but something with the cube gets supported this way. Okay, but anyways, to note, we're going to do this again. Okay, these are 2 cubes. This is a total of 8. But in this total of 8, we only get 3, 1, 3, because this area over here is doubled. The double is for, I believe, to do with Venus. Venus comes in on the cube doubled up here. Here's Venus, but we have double Venus. We have Venus here, and then Venus comes together over here. That's how I see Venus. Now, we have triple, but I don't know if I should call this Venus because this is the heart of numbers. Is this alpha beta being in the center? This is a half-life. Measurement should be the 4 corners. You notice what's funny? We count the apartments in square feet, all right, here in north, in most places, and quite a few places, and other places you call them squares. Anyways, this one over here is you use 8, okay, but it comes out as 3, 1, 3. So we actually put 2. Let me see if I can design this. Now, I don't really like to go any further than this. I mean, although I could.
I can go this, and this, and leave out this part here. And then what I can do is I can go here. So it'll look like this: 3, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 3. And you know what's funny? 11 times 11 times 11 equals 1331. 3 times 3 equals to 9. 3 plus 3 equals to 6 in rotation of 69, which is the basics of ABC equaling to 6, which is DCB equaling to 9, the vibration of 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3, 2. Times 3 equals 369. Times 3 equals to 1296.0. This is half time. The full time of this is going to be the diameter of the sun, 86 million, blah, 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 times 2. This, if I multiply this times 2, I multiply this times 2, I get 25,920. This is the great cycle of the Mayans. I call this by 3, and I call this like this, and I multiply it by 3 because everything seems to work in 3. The fourth number brings you to the other side, to the mirror side, and I believe you play in between. That in between you play is 3.5. 3.5 by 3 equals 105. Now I have to find somewhere, I mean, you have AE. You also can play between 1 and 5 is 432 vibration. If you're counting down 10 through 5, you would count 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. That's how you would count down. So I'm not sure what the story is in here other than 00 coming together. 9 and 6 equals to 15, which is a creation of 33. And then you have 7 and 8 equals to 15, and it's a creation of 1 and 7. Or you can be 1771. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 is 7 and 8. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 is 9 and 6. We do this here. We put the 5 in the center, and then we go 4, 3, 2, and then 1. But the actuality is we're not going to count the 1. We're not going to count the 5. We're not going to count the 9. If you take this cube of 9 areas, here, here, and here is AE and I. If we were to have life, we would have to need life right over here. Right here, we're divided by ABC and ABC. If you notice, when I created this, okay, you went to 3, 1, 3. These two areas were not being used, here and here. The area in the center is created and boxed in by overlapping the two cubes or by putting the two hearts, joining two hearts. One of the hearts, the heart looks like this. This is a heart, right? So we're going to create, I don't want to create the heart here, right? Because we can create a lot of hearts. There's a lot of different designs that are going to tell different stories, right? We're not going to do that right now. I don't want to do that, right? And one of the things about what I just did over here also happens in Monopoly. In Monopoly, what happens is the train will take up two sides of the track. Anyways, this design ends up going this way. So here's the heart, and I take the heart and put it here. And I ask myself the question, does the heart come in two pieces? How does the heart work? Well, a lot of people seem to design the heart this way, right? Should I have taken my pen off like this and then going like this? Is that what I should have did? Should I have done, I'm coming from here, going all the way down, all the way up and into this side. Is it two sides, or is it just 1 9 coming into the other 9? And when you look at this, you end up designing your jack like that. If you're talking about the small jack, my question is it with a dot like that? Is jack more or less than what it actually is? Is this spiral-like bringing in life? And J and I both have the dot on it. Both have that dot. So what happens is I take this, put it over here, and I put another one. Whoop. Like that. And now we have this area here. So what would I do to this area? I can put another one. And then I can put another one. And now my question is, when do I stop putting them and what happens? So if you noticed, this is going to end up like this. And then we're going to cover in my Tetris piece on all four sides. I don't know what it says yet, but this is one of the things about this creation, right? So we're going to get back to, what I was talking about, this 1331 is 432. So what happens, I need to multiply everything by 3. Here's the thing, ABC equals to 6. When I add on D, right, I end up with 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I started over again. When I go to roulette, every time I get to 10, right, the number stays the same color. It changes colors. None of the games do that. Let me see if I can find it here. Here. So when you go on this board and you see 28, 2 and 8 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. When you see 19, it's red, 1 plus 9 is 10. When you see 1, right, 1 over here, it's red. You saw 1, you saw 19, you saw 28, and you're going to see 10 over here. So only the 1 goes red and black. So it's explaining to you. Now the question is, when it's black, you don't go back. You may just stay at 10 and you don't reduce. But any other number gets a minimum reduction of 2 phases. So let's do this different. When we get to 19, 19 becomes 10, becomes 1. So the 19 is 1 phase. So we got to 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. If the black 10 gets reduced, it gets reduced to 1, so it's 1 time. The 19 gets reduced twice. The 28 gets reduced 3 times. The 37 is now our mirror. That's our base creation, reduced 4 times. Our 46 is now we're in the E world, Zion, Israel, democratic blue, boys, Yo, Earth and Mars, Yo, Kamalev, the student of 77, the Christ is coming down, the power and the matter. This equals to the 5. Now, then we get the 55, and 55 is where we're born. Now, 55 is your 1, 2, is your, hold on a second. 55 is here's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. 55 is your 7th. 55 is your 7th 10, or it's your 7th 1, your 6th reduction. And then the next one, when you get to the day of rest, you reverted it over here. Now 5 and 7 come together being inside the moon, right? 6 is the day you were born. This is going to be the female. This will begin as the male of the democratic blue. 4 and 6 come into the game together as your 10, Zion, Israel, the connection of DC, CD, Earth, and Mars. Your 7 and 3, okay, where Saturn and Mars come together, bring in the cycle of man. Now we didn't go to 2 and 8, and that'll be 73. So when 2 and 8 comes together, it's just like bringing in 2 and 3. Let me mark that down. When you get to 73, okay, hold on a second. 73 is by 8, 82 is by 9, and 91 is by 10. So this 91 is equivalent to the 1 of creation. This is where your mirror comes in. This is where your 9 birth comes in. It comes into the cycle, which is right over here in your 3rd creation. Your 73 shows up in 4. That will be Pluto. See the way they invert? 8 reduction, meaning 8 times 9 is 72 plus 1 is 73. 9 reduction, 9 times 9 is 81 plus 1. This is a dark red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black, red, black. 2, 4, 6, and 8 are going to be black ones. I think we stay at 10. We do not reduce. So if we're going to do that, if I do that, right, this one over here is now only going to reduce to 10. 2 times 9 equals to 18, and then it's going to be plus 10. And then over here, right, we're only going to reduce 4 times, right? So we'll do, when we reduce 4 times, we're going to go to 10. So how do we do that? 4 by 9, let me see. We're going to reduce 36. So reduce 36 from this, right? Here we're going to reduce 18, leaving us with 10. Here we're going to reduce 4 times 9 is 36, right? And over here, it's going to be 6. So we're going to go 6 times 9 equals to 54, and that's going to be 10. We're going to be landing up in rotation of the sun at the gateway. This is female on this one. When we come over here, right, this is going to stay the same, but this one over here is going to go to 8. This one goes to 8. When this one goes to 8, 8 by 9 equals to 72. 72 minus 82 equals to 10. The reduction. And it's a straight reduction. 8 plus 2 is 10. They're all straight reductions. There's no in-betweens here. They're all 10s. They're all 1s. We go to this one over here. It's straight. So what you have, okay, is this one and this one come together because now they're both reduced by the same amount by 8. So at some point they're together. Then this one and this one, right, are going to come together. And then this one and this one will come together. And this one and this one will come together, right? And this one doesn't get reduced here. This one will remain the same. This is going to have 0. So your 0 might end up being in the 10 spot. This might be one of your reasons for a baccarat. I'm not sure yet. I still have to look into that game baccarat. Let me look up to the comments. It's really funny that there's absolutely no one here on a Saturday night. Really sad. But anyways, when we get back to that 313, we also have it in roulette, right? We also have it in roulette. Right here, right? I'm not sure if you can see it, right? Right there. 1741, 1751, 57, 21, 35, 66, 75, 57, 75. We're the orphan children of the electric moon. And we have all the numbers. We have all the stories. We even have the 13 by 7. There's 7 over here and 13 by here. 7 by 13 is 91. The spirit. 9 can invert to 61, which is the church. It can also be 16 or 19, which comes into the moon and AI. 3 by 19 is 57. 3 by 91 is 273. We finished 3/4 of the deck of cards. Whoop. We finished 3/4 of the deck of cards. So we did ABC, and then we did with D, so we understand how that works. It's an absolute, right? It's an absolute part of math. That's the story it's telling us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we talked at the beginning where Venus was that double U, where 3, 4, 5, and 6. One of the things about 3, 4, 5, and 6 is that 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all doubled on the cube, right? It's the 6 dot and the 6 void, right? It's the 5 dot and the 5 void. It's a 4 dot and the 4 void. Okay. And then we have the 3 dot and the 3 void. Now, the thing about this is not only is it double, okay, but the 3 is also 3 dot, okay, is that when you have the 6 dot, okay, you have the 3 void. When you have the 6 void, you have the 3 dot. When you have the 5 dot, you have the 4 void. When you have the 5 void, you have the 4 dot. When you have the 4 dot, you have the 5 void. When you have the 4 void, you have the 5 dot. When you have the 3 dot, you have this. When you have the 3 dot, you have the 6 void. When you have the 3 void, 1, 2, 3, you have the 6 dot. The word love in basic is 3, 6, 4, 5. The word love, okay, 3 and 6 and 4 and 5, it means there is no reverse. They are the reverse within. They are the reverse within. So when you have all this, when you have the 6 dot, you have the 1, you have the 1, okay, you have the 1. When you have the 6 void, okay, you will have the 4. When you have the 5 dot, right, you will have the this is the 6 dot. Let me see this. When you have the 6 void, let me just check that I did it right. When you have the 6 void, you have the 4 dots. When you have the 6 dot, you have the 1 dot, right? When you have the 5 void, which is here, right? When you have the 5 void, which is the 4 dot, you end up with the 3 dot. Dots are for angels. Angels 39, right? 5 dot, 4 dot. 5 dot is 2, 5 void. Now the 5 void, okay, the 5 dot, you're going to have the 2 reverse. The 4 dot, the 4 dot, oh no, the 5 void, hold on a second. Let me just get this right. The 5 void is here. The 5 void is here. So that means the other side of that is the 3 dot. Now when you have the 4 dot, the other side of that is the 3 dot. When you have the 4 void, which is here, the other side of that is the 2 dot. When you have the 4 void, well, that's here. All right. Oh, okay. Wait a second. Okay, that goes here. Now we're here. When you have the 3 dot, right? When you have the 3 dot, you have the 4 dot. When you have the 3 void, which is here, you have the 1 dot. So you can see 1 dot, 1 dot, 4 dot, 4 dot, 2 dot, 2 dot, 3 dot, 3 dot. So this is all the combinations that go along. So when I look at that, not only that, okay, I'm going to put 8, 4 dot is 5, 2 dot is 7, 3 dot is 6, 3 dot is 6, 2 dot is 7, 4 dot is 5, 1 dot is 8. What does that mean? What's missing here? 6 gets 3, 4 gets 5, but it doesn't just get it. 4 doesn't just get 5. 4 dot 5 void as ace 1, and then it becomes 2 and 2 void, right? Ace 1 void. But the thing about this is that this and this is not the same. This is in the heart. These two, okay, are noted to be, let me show you. These two is 2 and 4. These two over here is 6 and 8. So when we have 6 on this side and we have 14 on this side, if I connect them together, right, and it's 20, I'm going to get an average of 5 each. Sorry for missing the paper, right? Now, what does this mean? It's all the voids that I get in here. So look at all the information we have down here. And every single one of these words, okay, are also numbers. They're numbers, they're words. 7, 6, 1 and 4, spirit is 76. Look at that. So let's do that again. We're going to have 1 equals 1. Okay, so we're going to go 2 equals 2. 3 equals 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6. So what we're going to do is 34 and 52 and 58 and 56 and 42 and 60. And now when we go to connect them, these two, this will give me my 86. It's going to give me my house planet. This one is going to give me 100, but because I don't want to give it 100, I'm going to give it 91. The spirit comes with 2 and 5, and that would be Earth. That would be Jack. And when you have the spirit in Jack, you also have the Jack, Queen, and King as your 4, 3, 2 for the number of eyes, right, that go along with Jack, Queen, King is 6, 7, and 8. The 6 resides in both of these. The number of eyes of 6, 7, and 8, okay, although this is 21 and this is 9, the reality is they're all ones. They all become 10. This is your base 30 creation of your mirror world that happens 4 months out of the year when we have 30 days of creation through that reflection through whichever way, if you want to call it Pink Floyd, if you want to talk about the moon, that's fine. So we understand this now. How is 6? How is 6? Let me just get into the other side. We did this earlier. How is 6 plus 5 equal to 7? 5 plus 6 equals to 7. Well, here's how it goes. I'm going to take 5 and I'm going to put this cube on top of this cube over here. When I put this cube on this cube, all I end up is with this. Now, the thing also to mention, right, with the cube is that when you turn the cube, right, when you turn it, right, the 3 cube, right, 3 cube dot, right, and the 2 cube dot, and the I like to say the 6, right, cube dot, 6 dot. Let's just go 6 dot, right? Cube is number 31, by the way, okay? And 31, 13, 31, right? 31, 13, 31 equals 75, where 13 and 31 and 13 equals to a total of 57. If I add on the next 13, right, or 31, they're both going to equal to 88, which is 22 times 4. They're going to say 428. This is going to be 60 plus 107 plus 49, right? And this is going to be 109 and 107, 109 and 107, 216. Well, that happens to fit into the moon, where you're going to have 4, 6, and 8. And that one's going to sit into the sun. If I multiply this by 4, it equals to this. 4 times the moon equals to the entry into the sun, 21 dots. 1 and 6 is your passageway. 1 and 6 is that passageway. The thing about the 3, 2, and the 6, right, is that the 2 ways that it goes, right? So they, each one of them, okay, the 2, the 3, and the 6, right? Right over here, the 2, 3, 6, they all got to double up. 2, 3, and 6, they double up. You have to do it twice. So there's more combinations, right? Unlike the 1, which spins in 8 directions, you get a full 8 directions. So you have 2, 3, and 6 as the half die. I like to call it the half die because you got to move it twice or everything else. Yeah, so I want to finish off with 5 and 6 being 7, and this is what happens. Okay, so we put it on top. I put this on top of this, and it's supposed to equal to 11, but it only equals to 7. Inside of here, right, I have void. Inside of here, I got 3 void. So the 7th gate of the combination of these two, right? Okay, the combination of these two will give me 4 void and 3 void, 7 void. And from the 7 void, right, there's a total of 7 void. From the 7 void, I'll end up with 2 void. 2 void and 7 area space, right? 7 area space between 5 and 2. Sorry, between 4 and 2. 4 and 3. Is that what it is? 4 and 3 area space. There were 4 here. There's 3 over here. Earth and Mars. The 5 and 6. Okay, just to note, 5 and 6, and you're going to get 2, 1. You're going to get 5, 4, and then you're going to get 1, 1, and then you're going to get 8, 7. Now here's why. 8 and 5 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 5 and 2 is 7. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 1. 6 and 1 is 6 and 4 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 1. Right? 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 1 is 1. 2 and 5 is 7. 1 and 6 is 7. 8 and 5 is 13. 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. The other thing about this, my multiplication, is when I multiply 1 times 2 times 3 all the way to the 9th number, what happens on the way is right over here, I passed 100. So I split it up. I went 5 times 2, 5 times 4, it's showing me a half day, alpha beta creation. I get 120, I multiply it by 6, I get 720. When I multiply 1 by 6 and 2 by 6, I get 63. That's for the male sex organ, and that's your base creation of the 6th life. 63. 9 by 7, 9 by 4. The 7 and the 4 void comes in with the numeric value for Earth, also for what we have as energy. And that matter is in the Christ. 7 and 4 is the beast. 47 is the beast. It is the cross. 99 is your Jupiter X13 creation. When we multiply that, we end up with that. When we do it again, we end up with this. We're into the passage of the sun right over here. This is also, by doing this, 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 is what will create 9 and 18, 27. Double reduction of 9. If you have 18, 1 and 8 is 9. If you have 16, 1 and 6 is 7. If you have 34, 3 and 4 is 7. You have reduced 3 levels. 7 plus 27 is 34. So we reduce to this. This is also to note 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 will come up in the area where you've multiplied all the way up to 7. Also note, when you add up to 7, it equals to 28, and it is your house of bait, your divided gate of 2 8s. 16 equals to 7, the 28-day cycle, 4 by 7, but it gets reduced this way. Talking about the purple house. I know the 4 ball and the 12 ball come together to create this. You know, the 7 and the 15 ball that are the same equal to 22 8 go, which is 7 and 6, Earth and Mars, right? We have to understand where all the numbers are. So when we multiply it by 8, I get the same number, 7 and 8. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. Is that 7 and 8? Here we get the same numbers. Here I get it one way. 4 and 9 equals 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Here I get it a different way. 8 by 5 is 40. 8 by 4 is 32. 40 and 32 is also in the mode of tic-tac-toe. And it's that separation of 7, giving you the 8, right? In pool, it's 7 balls, then 1 ball, and 7 balls, right? Or 0 over to 8. 0 over to 8, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then we multiply it by 9, I end up with the vibration. And when I go 9 by each number, it gives me 999. So everything is going to end right here in the sun, in the heavens of the birth. And that's inside of you. And we're in the system of the sun, the earth system of the sun. Anyways, nobody showed up until now. Now one person is here, and I'm a little bit tired, and I don't want to go over. So if you have any questions, if you want to ask me something, go ahead. Really sorry that I have to leave right now. I want to leave. I'm a little exhausted. There's so much always going on between dots and dashes and understanding different concepts of numbers and what the heart system is. The heart is made up of 2 jacks coming together. What is the value of the jacks that come together? Also to note that with a jack, there's 2 eyes and there's 1 eye. We also note that when you put the jack of spades with the jack of hearts, it turns out to create design of the divided gateway, and you end up with 2 eyes. So that when you end up with your 2 hearts, right, notice the way it crosses. So this is your jack, but this crossing mark is coming from this jack over here. So when I take 2 hearts and invert them over each other, I end up with 88. I like to call it the Silver Surfer. 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. All you're ending up with, look at that, right in the center. That's where it splits. And then over here again, that's where it splits. And you notice that when you create this, design, when you come down to here, it stops. You only get down to here, right? And this one comes to here. So it looks like all basically 9s coming into each other. Here's that single area. I like to call it the king of diamonds that comes in here, right? Or just put a little hat on both of them. There was something inside of here where I wanted to call it the split heart. I'm going to see if I can get it done. That's why I changed see if I can split it. Let me see if I'm seeing it properly on the camera. Yes, it looks like over here that the heart got split. Although it never got split. It's just finishing over here, right? Just finishing over here. But it looks like the heart got split. You see these 2? They all look like teardrops. The jack letter is the eye that brings both of them together, or one side of this. See those 3 pieces over here? That jack, once you run it down here, it'll create the R letter. And I'm not making this up, but so I'm a little bored, tired. No one showed up. If you can help out the channel, that'd be great. It's time to what? No, I didn't want to do that. Let me see this. Let me see, copy link. And yeah, I'm not sure what I did, what I didn't do, but peace and love. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus.